You don't get called, they just tell you you're going, that's all. And that's the way it happened. You don't have any choice, they just say, that's it, but hand you the paper, you go.
Clarence "Doc" Waters joined the 479th Fighter Group and the 434th Fighter Squadron stationed in England in 1944. It's also where he encountered the P-51 Mustang for the first time.
You're in there and it touches, your shoulders are touching both sides of it, you know. That's how big they were. And there's no room for anybody else. And you sit there and for an hour, and you got to memorize all the location of all the instruments and everything. Then a guy comes along, puts a blindfold over you, and he tells you to point out these things, and you better hit it immediately with your finger, you know. And so then he says, okay, go out and taxi and take off.
Doc's first mission came about in much the same fashion as his deployment.
And then all of a sudden one day you get up and look at the bulletin board by the bar, and it's got your name up there. You're going to fly a mission the next morning. That's it. That's the way it starts. I was scared, but I think everybody was the first mission. You have no idea what it's going to be like. You've heard all these rumors and stuff, you know.
It would be his first of 20 missions. Fighter pilots in the 434th Squad escorted big bombers over from England to Germany.
You're looking for enemy all the time. You never hardly ever look at your instruments. Your head just goes back and forth, looking up in the air and around, and you only see your instruments as your eyes pass the dashboard. You know, that's all.
The P-51s flew in a tucked formation to protect the bombers, close enough to see the face of the pilot in the next plane.
You can see the guy over there. You know, you're looking at him. You're not even flying your airplane. You're flying that airplane. You're doing exactly what it takes to stay right with him.
In Doc's group and squadron, they lost 1 out of 4 men who flew into Germany.
Our main problem was from flak when I was there. The Germans shooting off their 88s and them shooting this flak up in the air. And the stuff you'd hear hitting, the shrapnel hitting our planes, you just hear it like it sounded like it was raining, you know. If something happened to you, you sort of rather forget it. Like if a guy got shot down, you were so almost taught not to believe it. He was there. He was there yesterday. I remember him there. I had lunch with him yesterday, and last night I saw him get in a plane today, but he won't be there tomorrow. That's what our attitude. He won't be there tomorrow. Yeah.
He remembers one time in particular when he flew close to a bomber so the pilot there knew he was an American fighter before peeling back.
One time I slid back, got in position, and looked, and that bomber was no longer there. He got hit by flak. It was just a big cloud of junk going down. That's scary. To think you're that close to it.
Doc says his closest call came when he ran out of gas over England. The landing gear and the flaps weren't working.
So I had nothing to do but belly in, and that was, to me, was scary. It's not a smooth landing. You're hit and you bang, you almost stopped, you know, immediately. My head hit the kind of dizzy, and I woke up and there was a church. And off the side of the runway, the plane turns kind of sideways. Then there's a church there, and I said, thanks, God.
This weekend, Doc will once again look toward the heavens, this time to take in the Blue Angels air show. If you meet him in the crowd, call him Doc, or you can call him a hero. Both still ring true. I'm Michael Kazaborski, reporting for 9 and 10 News.